You want me to start it off once you start it?
Yeah, give me a sec.
All right, just tell us when we're good.
Yo, Shav, first of all, thanks for the host. Appreciate it, brother. As always. Um, Let me put this right here. Okay. All right. So, everyone, welcome to the first episode of The Comeback. This is going to be an NBA-centered, NBA prediction type podcast. In the future, we'll do other sports. Jake Weldon here is a great baseball fanatic. He knows basically everything there is to know about baseball.
Yep.
But I'm a huge basketball guy, and Jake already knows most. Oh, Nate's in here. What's up, Nate? So I know a lot of the basketball stuff. Jake knows a lot of the baseball stuff, and then we'll have more people that come on the show eventually to talk about whatever they want to talk about.
Our future is to get some interviews in there, mix all the sports in there, make everyone feel loved in the sports community. So maybe some esports too. Shout out to them.
Maybe we can have Paul Weldon come on for an episode.
Yeah.
I see him tweet about Tiger and stuff.
Paul already said he'll do an interview.
No way,
so
really?
Paul said first thing, give him a call. I'll get a couple MLB guys in here, some minor league guys. You know, I can potentially get a first round draft pick, Mickey Moniak. You know, not just saying any names over here, but
Mickey, and Prado, and all of them.
Yeah. So this is the first episode of many. Today we're just doing NBA, like Owen said, but hopefully in the future we'll jump to some other sports.
All right, Jake, do you want to lead us?
Yeah. All right. So today, Owen, we're going to start off top 5 NBA power rankings.
Okay. Do you have a prediction of? And so NBA power rankings, you're going to define that as the 5 best teams or the teams that will have the 5 best record in the regular season? I'm
going regular season.
Just best record.
Best record, straight up.
Okay.
Now after this we can totally debate on who's going to go farthest in playoffs. But I'm just going to tell you this right now: Lakers are not even top 20 for me.
It's just simply that's so wrong. It's like that's crazy.
Look, that's my opinion. You could say what, but you can lead it off with number 5 for you.
All right. Well, I mean, for my number 5 spot, I have the team that's literally always. ESPN tweeted out a poll, and they didn't even have Blazers as a top 8 pick, but I have them sitting as the 5th best team because every year, this year they were 3rd in the West. That means, once again, I don't really see a team that surpassed them, which means they're going to be back as 3rd in the West, right? Because there's 2 teams in the East that you have to worry about, but we'll get to them later. Who's your 5th spot?
But did they win a game in the playoffs?
No, they didn't. But the Pelicans, let's say they lose they lose 4 games in the regular season of the Pelicans. They're still gonna the regular season power rankings. Their Pelicans are still 7th or 8th.
I understand that. I understand why they got 5, but I'm telling you this: you got to kind of factor in the playoffs of last year. If they can't beat a crippled Pelicans team without Cousins, then I don't know if they're gonna win a game in that West. For my 5, easy, Jazz.
Jazz are solid.
Yeah, one name, Donovan Mitchell. That's it. That's all you need to know. Kid's a superstar.
They have really good chemistry on that team.
Rightfully deserved Rookie of the Year, might I add.
Really? As a Celtics fan, you could say that?
Rightfully deserved. Well, here's the thing. If that award considered postseason, I would be astonished if Tatum did not win it.
Yeah, that's true. His postseason run was pretty good for a 19-year-old.
Yeah, he basically carried that team with a few others to 1 game away from the finals.
Yeah, I think the highlight of that was him dunking on LeBron, and then he went up and bumped him, and then of course they lost because he pissed LeBron off. But
sadly, no. Here's the thing: the game was 4 points or something when he dunked on him.
Super close.
So when you're up on 4 in that time crunch, fine by me. Go for it. If you're 4 down, I don't know if you're bumping LeBron and getting him angry because you're not going to come back from that game, and we didn't. So that's a little
I wouldn't mess
devastating.
with LeBron at all. Like, you can't give him any. It's like in 2016 when they came back from 3-1 against the Warriors, and someone on the team said LeBron was like in his feelings or something like that, and then it doesn't work well. You just can't do it. But anyways, for 4th, I want to start in the East now because obviously this team had one of the best off seasons. They lost their franchise player, but they got an even better player in Kawhi. If Kawhi's healthy, the Raptors are the 2nd best team in the East. It's not close. That's just my prediction.
Oh, and this is the one time probably in this podcast that we will both agree on something.
Okay.
I put number 4. I put the Raptors as well.
Yeah, I really see the Raptors as if their bench was so deep before, and then OG Anunoby, Obi, I don't even know how you say it. I just call him OG. I've seen him working out with Damian Lillard this summer, and he was already a really good defender, super athletic. I really see him having a coming out year too. So I think
Look,
the Raptors.
I'm saying this. They looked hot. If they didn't run into LeBron
They don't run
last
into
2
LeBron.
years, and there's no LeBron now, so it's. I mean, the East is theirs for the taking. There's probably 2 other teams in contention, and that's about it for me. I mean, I don't see anyone else stopping the
There's
Raptors.
3 teams in the East that have a shot.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why for my top 5, I have 3 teams from the West, 2 teams from the East, because it's pretty obvious which conference rules the NBA at this point.
Yeah.
Thank God for the NBA All-Star to change. Imagine West versus East.
I know, it'd be really bad.
I love it. I mean, of course it was, LeBron from the East and then Steph from the West, and they did their draft, but God, it would be a slaughter.
I agree. Arsenal said it was Klay Thompson, by the way, who said LeBron was in his feelings in 2016 during the finals. Which is
Thompson, yeah. Well, love Thompson,
not a good idea.
But not the smartest idea by him. No, cost him a championship. Him and Green, I'll put Green on there.
Yeah,
take Green's fault for that one. That was just dumb. But moving on to number 3, who do you have at number 3?
Okay, so for the third spot, this is a pretty easy take for me too, because I mean, they at one position, small forward, they dropped like a grade for me with going from Trevor Ariza to Melo, but the Rockets are definitely a solid number 3 team. Top 3. I mean, they went toe to toe with the Warriors, who, I mean, no surprise.
And went to Game 7, and without Chris Paul. If they had Chris Paul, I think they had
Paul, yeah, I think they beat him. But
and I put
adding Melo here, that's why I didn't put him at 2, because I don't really think Melo is very good. He can't guard. Trevor Ariza had better spot up numbers and shooting off the dribbling with everything. Like, Melo was better shooting off the dribble from like 3 to 6 dribbles by like a percent. That's the only thing Melo was better at from shooting. So I really think that Trevor Ariza being gone, like that might hurt them, but I still think they're the best top 3 team in the league.
I mean, I agree. I put Rockets at 3, but Ariza's a good player, but I disagree with you that Melo's not good. I think he was in the wrong system in Thunder. I think he butted heads with Westbrook and George. And I think he's in the right place now. For the past 2 off seasons, you see his off season, on the court with some guys, some NBA guys, and he goes off. He's like one of the best players on the court, and you're like,
Melo thing.
Yeah, you're like, why doesn't Hoodie Melo transition into the NBA? Does he got to throw on a hoodie to drop 30 a night?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think he's gonna have better numbers. But I think that team is gonna give the Warriors a run for their money.
A majority of Melo's shots with OKC were defined as open shots. Like not someone like he had a lot of easy open shots. Like I saw an NBA stat, and it was over 50% of his shots that were considered open shots, but he was just bricking. Like he's just not that guy anymore. And the Knicks, he had less open shots, but yet he was shooting at a higher percentage. So to me, that just shows that he's washed. So.
Well, here's the thing. You got the Knicks where he was the star. And then you go to the Thunder, and he's the third best player, not even this season. He was probably third in his prime, but he was 5th, 6th at best, and I bet you he didn't like it. So it's going to be good to see him transition with Harden and Paul, to see him as the third option again, and see what happens there.
All right, hold up. Hey, Shav, how do I do this? Can I do that? All right, we can kind of see some of it. All right, how's that? All right.
All right, number 2, give it to me.
All right, so for number 2, this is obviously an easy choice. The Celtics are, team-wise, they have probably the most solid all-around team other than the Warriors.
Yeah.
To me, it's not really close. I feel like Brad Stevens is such a good coach, and he really understands his players compared to most of the NBA coaches. Like, for example, Stan Van Gundy. The Pistons were terrible, and they had guys like Stanley Johnson that he just wasn't using it. I've seen Stanley play before. He's a monster. He's really
And Blake Griffin comes over.
Blake Griffin
Not in his prime anymore, but still.
But for him to try to Brad Stevens, he takes guys and he uses like what they're good at. He's like, okay, Marcus Smart, you're a defender. I'm not gonna make you a spot up or a pull up off the three shooter. I'm gonna use you just as a defender. If you're open, you shoot it, right?
Yep.
But other coaches in the NBA want, hey, this is my style. I want this to go my way. So they'll have guys like Stanley Johnson, who is a driver. He's a 6'7" beast. He's like 260 or something like that. And he should be going to the basket, driving, cutting. And he tried to make him like a corner three, wingman. And it's just like, like, what are you doing? Like, I get like you have your pride and stuff, but eventually you gotta do better,
Yeah, I agree. Celtics at 2. Marcus Smart, love him. Great defender, great heart. But I don't know what he was doing in that Cleveland series. I mean, he shot more shots than I've ever seen than anyone else on the team. It felt like I felt like he took the worst shots, and he's not even a good shooter. Marcus Smart is all defense for me. Good heart, hustles, but can't make a shot to save his life. And I think in Game 7 he took some shots. Shane Larkin too. Thank God he's gone. All right, good riddance to Shane Larkin. God, he turned over more balls than I've seen, and it was the most frustrating 7-game series I've had to watch.
Yeah.
But Celtics, Gordon Hayward back, Kyrie, awesome. Tatum, Brown, Horford, you name it, they got it.
Yeah.
The only thing I skeptical about is the rookie Williams, kind of bad influence off the court. So we'll see how that transitions to on the court. And number 2. And I think
give me a break real quick. Corey, just a special shout out to Siza. He just had a 5-month resub. Appreciate it, big dog. I honestly think you got one more month until you get a new spatula in the chat. Appreciate that.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So also for the Celtics, they obviously have Jason Tatum. They have Kyrie, and then they have what's his name? The guard. Terry Rozier.
Scary Terry.
Yeah. So Terry, honestly, like he honestly looked better than Kyrie for a lot of the playoffs. I think they should trade Kyrie and try to go after Anthony Davis or someone like that. Like
no.
Don't they have assets to trade picks and stuff?
No, but why would you trade Kyrie? I mean, I think not now. I mean, there's rumors that at the end of the next season they might trade him.
Yeah, that's
but true. I don't think. But then here's the thing: you got Scary Terry. Then who's your backup?
I mean, honestly, everything has to be position wise. But Marcus Smart he can play point guard. Like
he can play point guard, but you need a point guard to score. And I don't think he can score. So in those minutes, you're gonna if you got to be up big for you to have a chance late in the game, because the secondary team's not going to do it.
I mean, if you did a bundle or something like with 3 teams, like you can always get a guard, a backup guard that can handle and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
No, I agree. I thought I heard something with potentially Kawhi. There's a rumor about that.
Really?
Yeah.
I really think Kawhi could have a crazy year this year.
I think Kawhi is going to be amazing. I think he's got a chance to win Defensive Player of the Year again. Now that he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that later. We got award predictions coming up in a second. But all right, let's go into our number 1 spot, which I think is pretty obvious.
So Warriors are far ahead of the pack, as always. You have 2 MVPs in their prime, 4 All-Stars, 4 future Hall of Famers.
Just added Cousins. No big
and then when you go ahead and add someone like DeMarcus Cousins, even if he doesn't come back till January, he said he wants to come back before training camp.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, it doesn't matter. You just need him for the playoffs, anyways. I mean,
there'll be 8 games. There'll be 8 games in lead in first when he comes back. I mean, I think they have a chance to get close to the record they broke for the best single season.
The only thing is, I feel like they won't push for that. Like they got a lot smarter.
And here's the thing: they didn't, because they lost.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they won that, then maybe it's different. But I don't think you go for that. I think you rest guys. You rest Curry. You make sure he doesn't get hurt. You rest Thompson, Durant.
At the same time, I know that KD wants to take over the world and prove he's the best player to ever play basketball. He's just a freak like that. And so I think he might be like, guys, we got to set it with 74 wins. Come on, guys, we can do it.
Do you think that Durant's one goal is to be better than LeBron at everything.
100%. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. I know.
Is there anything else he's going for? I don't even think it's the rings. I think I just want to be better than LeBron because everyone talks about LeBron versus MJ, and no one has ever said Durant versus LeBron. No one's even.
People on Instagram, like, I read a lot of comments and stuff like that, and I always see people are like, oh, you know, like there's actually people out there that think KD's better because they're like, oh, he can score better and he can defend better. Like, yeah, okay, you know, like there's an argument there.
You gotta watch basketball.
Yeah, exactly. You have
Warriors
too, right?
Yeah, I got Warriors. I mean, it's simple. You know, you had someone like Cousins. You know, you don't even need a bench. I mean, you can just throw out 5 Joe Schmoes on the court, and they'll still win the game by 30.
Mm-hmm.
So. I mean, that's clear. So with the top 5, we're going to work our way into the finals, predicting the finals. Who comes out in the East? Who comes out in the West?
All right. So since the Rockets have Melo, they don't beat the Warriors. I have the Warriors playing the Celtics. And the Celtics they were tough at home. You know, LeBron couldn't get a game off of them except for Game 7. So I see Warriors-Celtics 7 games. Warriors win at home. They haven't won at home yet. They haven't won the finals at home. I don't think.
Now, do you think if it's any off chance that Celtics have a better record, right, going in, and Celtics get the Game 7, and
they actually probably will have the better record. I wasn't thinking about that, which I mean I would have Warriors in 6 then, because they probably will have the better record, especially being in the East. You know,
it's kind of hard to do the power rankings when you got Warriors at number 1 and Celtics at 2, but you know there's a very good chance the Celtics could be the best record only because 1, they're in the East, and 2, they got something to prove. They lost game, Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row to LeBron. They got something to prove. So I got Warriors Celtics. I want to give it to the Celtics. I mean, you see what I'm wearing. I'm Celtics for life. I can't see it this year, but I almost guarantee that next year you can best believe Celtics are winning it. 2020.
We'll see. I think Kevin Durant, what did he sign for? What did he re-sign? Did 3 years or 4 years? Something like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was a 2-year deal. 2nd year is a player option.
Well, here's the thing. The Warriors are great. If one of those pieces get hurt, it's going to be some trouble. I'm telling you. You don't have a KD in the finals?
2 years. Yeah, so he's got a 2-year deal. 2nd year is player option. So basically, if Kevin Durant says, "Hey, I'm tired. I'm good with winning here. Like that was a good run and stuff, guys." But also I heard stuff like there was stuff people were talking about the Warriors and they had locker room problems and stuff that people said everyone would be surprised if they found out what was actually said like in the locker room and stuff. So 2 years.
There's no way.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. So in 2 years from now, I mean, things could change. Like, you never know. Kevin Durant's a diva.
Durant loves it. I mean, he loves drama. I feel like he wants the world to, revolve around him. But at the same time, he's winning rings that he wasn't able to do in OKC. Right. So I think he's just going to stay there for a couple years, make sure he solidifies himself as a legit Hall of Famer, get some rings under his belt, and then, who knows? Maybe OKC reunion for a little love. Maybe him and Westbrook link up, or maybe he goes somewhere else. Maybe he goes, somewhere in LA. I don't see the Celtics right now beating the Warriors this year, only because injuries have been a problem. Kyrie and Hayward out the whole season, Kyrie out all of playoffs, so it's going to be tough to keep them healthy. And you know what? If the Warriors are completely healthy and the Celtics are completely healthy, I still think the Warriors have a better chance. The only way I give the Celtics an edge is if they somehow have Game 7 and they can force a Game 7. Then I think it's anyone's game.
I agree. Also, injuries is what it really comes down to, too.
Yeah, I mean that's it, plain and simple.
If Kyrie gets hurt again, he'll probably get
traded. No chance.
Yeah.
Terry Rozier is good, but he can't carry that team to beat a Steph Curry and the Warriors.
Yeah.
But all right, so neither of us put where would you put the 76ers on your list? I know we didn't have a top 5 or like lower than that. We didn't make it in the list. But where would you put the 76ers?
I want to say top 10. They're number 1 first round pick this year, Zaire Smith. He got hurt, so the Sixers treatment. He didn't actually get hurt. They're just gonna rest him, work him out, make him into a beast, just like Embiid and Simmons. But I see them in the top 10. Like they're well. I might put OKC above them just because Westbrook and Paul George are better than Embiid and Simmons. I mean, they still have Covington and like other pieces like that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
If you have Andre Robertson, like that's a lock. Like that's a lockup guy. I think OKC, and they're not even that good. I'd still have the Jazz. We talked about the Blazers already.
Yeah, you got them at 5. I got Blazers probably at 6 or 7, so pretty close. I mean, we got a pretty similar top 5. 5 was the only thing different.
The Lakers are also better than the Sixers, like just because LeBron. Like, there's literally nothing you can do. Like,
I mean, that's a good debate.
The Lakers team from last year is better than the Cavaliers team from last year. But if you take LeBron apart, right? So you're just adding LeBron to a better team that beat the Sixers last year. So
now here's the thing. Now we don't have this in our list of things to talk about, but do you think the Lakers will sneak into a playoff spot because it's LeBron?
100%, 7th or 8th seed, 100%.
You think there's no way Lonzo Ball contributes? Julius Randle. You think
the team LeBron took to the finals? If they're in trouble and LeBron goes off like at the end of the regular season, the second half of it, like they're not doing well in the beginning. Like, we could definitely see MVP LeBron in his prime, shape that we haven't seen yet. 100%.
I mean, I don't know if you consider prime LeBron in his 16th season.
The way he played last year was probably his best basketball all around. Obviously, he's not as explosive.
And he got swept. So it's
the Warriors, yeah.
To get it that far though, to beat a Celtics team that good with that many people, and then to get swept. I mean, here's the thing. The reason why I didn't want LeBron to win was not because I don't like LeBron, was because I knew that the overall Warriors-Celtics series would have been a better one than Warriors-Cavs. Everyone, Stephen A. Smith, everyone knew.
Totally true.
4-0, it was going to be a sweep. Maybe they get one game. Game 1, J.R. Smith blew it.
That hurt me.
Drinking some Hennessy or something before the game.
And then LeBron doesn't break his hand, and then I feel like.
Well, he's frustrated. Yeah. And then they probably could have snuck out another game. It could have been a 6-game series, not a close 6-game series, but a 6-game series. But I felt like the Celtics at least would have gotten the game, at least one.
They would have won some games.
Well, if they won Game 7, then they would have been undefeated at home the whole, postseason. So you got to at least think that they're going to win, one of the 2 games at home with the first 2 games.
All right. So who do you have for your awards? Where do you want to start? I kind of want to start low and then finish high with MVP. So do you want to start like 6-man defensive player of the year?
we can start 6-man. This is one of my controversial ones, so we'll kick it off that. I'll get roasted for this one.
Okay, who you got?
I got Terry Rozier.
I mean, that's sounds like a
Here's
good
the
pick
thing.
to me.
Here's the thing. I know it's kind of sounds biased because I'm a Celtics guy, but you got Kyrie as a starting point guard. All right, you got Terry Rozier, who proved himself that he could play in the spotlight. I mean, you saw the T-shirts going around. I mean, there's definitely guys out there who can win it, but I mean, just from my point of view, watching him the whole season, he's scary Terry. I mean, I think he's got a good chance to put up big numbers and win that award next year, especially if they make it to the finals and he's going off.
Yeah,
I don't see why he wouldn't win it.
That's actually a really good pick. I wasn't really thinking about him, but he could definitely. That's actually
for sure.
That's pretty likely. I had Lou Will because Lou Will didn't look like he was slowing down. Jamal Crawford looks kind of old,
Yeah.
He could still go out and do whatever he wants to do. Like but he's like 38, 39 years old. Like eventually you can't do that, But I've been watching his summer stuff and he looks totally fine, but NBA is a little different. I don't think he has it anymore. And then Eric Gordon was also another candidate last year. He might have won. Did he win?
I don't know.
He might have won last year, but I have Lou Will as my candidate, but I think Scary Terry might be the best prediction there.
Yeah, I can't really.
No, I'm not going to say that. I was kind of thinking Josh Hart because he's going to come off the bench with minutes and.
I mean, here's the thing. If the Lakers are winning, and and he's putting up numbers, you never know. I mean, here's the thing: the sixth man can go to anyone. I mean, there's no sixth man is the hardest one to predict because you don't know who that guy's going to be. I mean, MVP, Rookie of the Year, you can have a sense, but sixth man is like the toughest award to predict early, like at this point in time. So I think now we should go to most improved player.
All right. All right, so I think it's either going to be Lonzo or OG Anunoby.
And why is that?
Well, Lonzo gets to play with LeBron. His stats are going to go crazy. He's going to be the main ball handler. I mean, he doesn't even need the ball,
I mean, the assists are probably going to go up. You give the ball to LeBron, he's going to shoot. He's going to, make some buckets. LeBron can pass a little bit. He's going to get some points. But I mean, typical Lakers, biased answer with Lonzo. I mean, gosh, at least he wasn't a flop like Markelle. So I mean, at least he's got that going.
If he doesn't get hurt, if Lonzo's healthy, he's gonna do well this year. I guarantee it. Like he averaged what was it, 11, 7, and 7? That's pretty good. Like,
yeah,
I'll take that. And then
he
bumps up 15, like 8 and 8. Are you serious? Like that's most improved player.
Yeah, that's a big bump. But I got an even bigger one. All right, big controversy. Cheating on his girl, Tristan Thompson.
That's terrible.
Look.
All right, we're going to the next one. I'm going to save you from this. We'll go to
the
next one.
Look. I'm telling you. LeBron gone. You never know. Just going to say it right now.
It's not happening. He was only good because of LeBron.
Nope, I'm just kidding. He was awful. He was awful. I'm looking at his numbers. 5.8 points per game, 6.6 rebounds per game, and 0.6 assists per game.
He's trash, bro.
He's trash.
Terrible.
He only can go up. And that without, LeBron gone, he's going to get the ball more,
That ain't it. That ain't it, Chief.
I'm telling you, maybe I struck out 1 for 2. But
all right, so defensive player of the year.
Easy one for me. Easy.
Me too.
I feel like we got different ones. Yep, no. You go, and I'll tell you why I didn't pick him.
All right. Well, if Kawhi's healthy, he will have
There's your problem.
He will have his best defensive supporting.
If
he's healthy. If he's
that's
healthy,
a big if.
I feel like it's a lot because he's going to be pissed.
If he gets hurt this year, he's the next Derrick Rose.
That ain't it.
I'm telling you, from an MLB point of view, looking in, Derrick Rose, MVP, falls off the face of the earth. Now, Kawhi is not falling off the face of the earth just yet. He just got hurt, first season where he's been out like a full season. Got hurt in the playoffs the year before. But, I put Giannis. I put the Greek Freak. Now, just because I would put Kawhi if he was healthy last year. I would 100% put Kawhi. I think Kawhi could be a finalist if he's healthy. But I put Giannis because I think it's the safer choice, and that he's going to stay healthy. He's on a decent Bucks team that ran into a good Celtics team, first round. I think he's going to have another big year, not an MVP year, but a big year. And he had the best numbers in every category on that team. So yeah. I see him putting up.
LeBron were the only guys to do that. Wait, Jared just said most improved player will be either Fultz which is Fultz. The good thing with Fultz, if you're going to pick him as most improved player, is he has, he did nothing. So, and he's
exactly
still good. So all he has to do is be healthy.
And he still had a triple-double. I mean, one of the games he was healthy, he dropped a triple-double, the youngest person to do that. And then DeJounte Murray, Spurs, right?
Right. And he got the start. So
I read about that. I read about, what was it, Tony Parker told Pop.
Essay, yeah.
I think that was perfect.
Plus,
I think that's
DeJounte was second team all defense last year.
I think that now he's going to be the starter. More minutes, more points. I mean, it's proven. You got a Spurs team that won't have Kawhi. You got a person like DeRozan on there.
Yeah, that's very true. I actually like that.
That's a good shout out. I like that one. I wish I could erase mine and just forget what I said and put that. But
all right,
so we
scoring champ. This is the easy one for me too.
Yep.
Who you got?
I got KD.
not going to be KD. It's either Anthony Davis or Harden.
Here's why I put KD. KD's the number one go-to on the Warriors. They're the best team. They're going to score the most points in the regular season. They're going to steamroll every team and just totally deflate them whenever they roll into their town. So you got to think the best scorer on the best team is going to get close to the most points. So that's why I got KD.
The problem is with KD averaging, well, you got Steph, Clay, and Boogie. Those dudes are all going to take points away from him.
Well, Boogie's coming late.
But still,
so, I mean, he's not going to steal many points.
Let's say they steamroll teams. KD sits the fourth quarter. That hurts your averages a lot. So even though KD is the best scorer in the NBA right now, he's not going to... It's got to be, I think, Anthony Davis, because he is the guy on his team again. You know,
he needs to score for them to make the playoffs.
He's the guy on his team. Yeah,
he needs to put scoring champ numbers for them to have a chance, because they what? Then they squeak in what was it, 6th seed?
Yeah, because they played the Blazers. So
yeah, 6. In a race that was decided by 2 games between 4 through 8 or 3 through 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So I mean, they could have easily been bounced. So he just got them there, and then they went off. I mean, that was a shocker. That was the most shocking series for me. I thought Blazers would at least I thought it'd be a bigger, series with Lillard. But that was
they didn't have an answer for him, And it's sometimes you run into that because Drew Holiday he was tough for Lillard. Bigger.
And I just want to say, can we kick Sam out of that chat, because that is the worst prediction ever. I saw him though. Wasn't he at the? Where was he at? He was on the bench, right? The whole.
Yeah, I don't even know why they signed him. Honestly, I guess he was a veteran presence, but
he's an idiot.
Walking bucket.
He's the size. He's the size of the net. I mean, he's the size of the whole thing. So.
All right. So final prediction.
No, we gotta go. Coach of the year.
Okay, we agree on this. It's definitely Brad Stevens. Definitely.
100%. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing.
If he didn't get it this year, they'll have a better year next year. He'll get it. 100%.
I just hope the past doesn't come back to haunt him, just like the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
Gets fired from being coach of the year. Talk about a dumb decision. I mean, I understand, but you also know that LeBron's leaving. Give the guy one more chance. Without a LeBron in the East, why don't you give the coach of the year one more chance to do his thing? I mean, that decision didn't make sense to me. And I still have him at 4. I don't think I would have changed it if he was there. And I think that'd be lower if it was still DeRozan, maybe 5. But I don't know. It seemed like a lot of changes for a team that didn't move up in the rankings for me.
Yeah.
And especially if Kawhi gets hurt. I mean, who do they got? Kyle Lowry?
That's true.
Kyle
Lowry might be one of the most underrated guards.
I 100% agree with you, but Kyle Lowry can't carry a team. He can't. They won't even get out of the second round in the East.
You can't have a 6'1" guard carrying teams. I mean, Lou Will's like 6 foot, right? 6'1", something like that.
Yeah.
And he can win you a game. Kyle Lowry can win you a game. But you can't carry a team. It's different.
Yeah, no, I agree. So let's go. So we get coach of the year. So now we got to go rookie of the year. This is a tough one. I mean, you never know who's going to come out with rookie of the year.
Who you got?
So I got the probably just, smartest, safest pick.
Luka.
Number 1 pick in the draft, DeAndre Ayton.
Really?
And here's why. I think this Suns team is going to be good. I think they're going to be better than they were last year. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. They won't even sniff the playoffs. They'll be 10 games back. But they will be a lot more improved team with the pieces they have, and especially Ayton rolling into town. I think with him, Jackson, some other pieces in there, I think he's going to be special, put up some big numbers. So I got Ayton at number 1. Trae Young, a couple other guys in there, but I just personally think DeAndre Ayton is a beast. Me watching him at Arizona, I mean, I think he's going to be rookie of the year.
I got Bagley. He's going to average 20 to 10. He is an NBA ready player. When he was during his junior year, right after. Hold up. I2OC, is any Soar members beat the stream? Nope, not yet. I think the Suns will be good. LOL. They're making fun of you, Jake.
Hold on, Sam. All right. I didn't say the Suns are going to be amazing. All right. I told you 10 games out of the 8th seed, all right, of that West. I'm just saying they're going to. I'm just going to be saying you can watch them now. I went to a game. I went to the Celtics Phoenix game in Phoenix. They didn't look too bad. I mean, they were awful, but I think with DeAndre Ayton, that's a huge piece that they just filled. Devin Booker, Josh Jackson, DeAndre Ayton. That's a big young three. That's a legit 3 young scores. I mean, I think they have a chance
Devin Booker could go off too, though. Like, I think Jared's right about that.
Yeah. I mean, I just said Josh Jackson, completely didn't even mention Devin Booker. I mean, you got 3 of those guys starting. They're rookies, or, they're young. So it's going to be tough for them to beat some veteran teams, the Warriors, Rockets, other teams like that. Jazz got some good guys on there, but
okay.
I think they're gonna surprise people.
That's pretty fair to say. Josh Jackson can't shoot, but he's a defensive stud. He's still 6'8", athletic. He could grow into it. Anyways, Marvin Bagley, when I saw him playing in the Drew League and blowing past people and dunking on grown men that have been playing overseas and stuff as a junior in high school, reclassified up a year to go to Duke. I mean, he's just a freak. You saw him in the summer league. He's a 20-10 guy. Like, he's been ready for the NBA since a sophomore in high school. I think,
no doubt,
he is the most sure. He might not have as high of a ceiling as guys like Ayton or maybe Luka could be. I mean, Luka's 6'8" too. So those guys could have higher ceilings. But Bagley, 100% will come in and be close to 20-10 and win Rookie of the Year for me.
Now, okay, so you got Bagley, right? So now, who do you put in the finalist category? I mean, I got to put Luka Doncic in there.
I don't think Trae Young is it.
I think Trae Young, I don't think he's a bust. I think he's close to making it.
He's going to take time. He's too small. I'm bigger than Trae Young,
Yeah, he can shoot, but I think once he gets into the NBA, the game's going to be a lot quicker for him.
Sam said Marquise Chris is athletic too, doesn't always pan out. That's true. They do play different positions though, and Josh Jackson's more of a guard. Marquise Chris is solid on defense. He's kind of decent on offense. I don't watch a lot of the Suns.
No one does. Not even Suns fans. I mean, ask Sam. He probably didn't watch him last year either.
Jaren Jackson Jr. Jared, I was literally just going to say that. Jaren Jackson Jr. would be my other top 3
finalists.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
His shot is so ugly, but it goes in. Like, it's crazy. Like,
Well, hold on. Well, we'll see, because Lonzo's shot was ugly and it didn't really work out yet. So we'll see how it works out this year, because you got him improving. So
yeah, I think people will be shocked.
I mean, I think it'll be fun. See, if the Lakers are decent, Celtics Lakers again, I think that's going to be. Yeah, everyone loves that. I think a lot more people would watch Celtics Lakers rather than a Warriors Cavs.
Sam said he gave up watching a couple seasons ago. All right, so for MVP,
you go first. I mean, I think.
Unfortunately, I didn't want to do this because I don't really like him as a player. Like, he has like the most talent it's like equivalent to Wilt Chamberlain talent, like in that era. Like, Anthony Davis is so talented. I think this year could be MVP year. But honestly, I think L.A. Braun could come out and win the MVP. I mean, every year he can, right? He's going to average, they said, like 35 minutes this year or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to score.
Yeah, I mean, it could be really fun to watch LeBron. He could win it, but I think Anthony Davis, where he's at right now, he just had Boogie Cousins leave him. He's pissed. Plus, he's the guy on his team, and he's got a really good guard in Drew Holiday that can go ahead and make.
Drew Holiday is legit
and make plays for Anthony Davis. So those are my two. It's got to be one of those two.
And I put LeBron James, and I thought I would put Anthony Davis close second. I mean, same thing. LeBron's leaving. Anthony Davis lost someone on their team, Cousins. LeBron's leaving to a dynasty of a name of the Lakers, and he's going to be the head guy just like he was in the Cavs. He's going to be, new territory for him, and I think he's going to come out with some fire and try and just take this team that it's going to be as tough, maybe a little bit easier to take him to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so he's going to have to put up big numbers again for this team to have a chance to make the playoffs and win a series at least. So I think, last year, amazing. I mean, great season from him. One of his best seasons of his career. I think he's going to win it again.
I hope you're right, because honestly, it'd be nice to see him get 5 MVPs. So I mean, he doesn't have a lot of years left. I think it's this year, next year is just 2 really good years left.
It's just hard to pick someone from the East because the competition isn't there. And I mean, the Boston has good pieces like Kyrie, Gordon Hayward, Horford, Tatum, but none of those guys I feel like can win it. They're not that type of player who goes out there every day like LeBron James and just, all eyes on him and just still dominates.
Yeah.
And I think Anthony Davis is going to have all eyes on him this season because he's a lot of people predicting him to win it this year. So he's going to have some pressure. I love that not a lot of people are talking about Harden, who just won it.
He won it, and this year was kind of a sympathy year. He probably could have won it the past 2 years.
Well, he should have won it before.
Yeah.
I mean, Russell Westbrook just, averaged a triple-double. So it's just no chance he was going to win it then. I mean, rightfully, James Harden should have.
He needs an MVP for his past 3 seasons. Like, he needed one.
Yeah, and I think it was a sympathy vote because I think, halfway through the season, was Harden probably the MVP? Yeah. Did LeBron James, though, make a case late? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think he got his sympathy vote, and I think he's done. I don't see Westbrook putting up the numbers again. It's just tough for me to think that Westbrook is going to average a triple-double again. And be capable to win. Year. He was. What was it? Was it the rebounds that he was short on?
I think so. Yeah, it was like 9.8 or something crazy like that. Anyways, Sam asked if I believe in the meme team with the Lakers freaks that they just.
Now here's the thing. That's an interesting team.
As a Laker fan, it hurts to see them draft those players or sign those players when you have LeBron. It's like. I understand it's just for 1 year so that they can coast, and then they're all 1-year contracts, and then they get rid of them, and then they sign, hopefully, Paul George is out of the picture now, but I mean, who could they get? Kawhi? That was Kawhi big. Like the only big guy from LA left that they could get?
Yeah, no, it was basically George, Kawhi, and LeBron, and they got 1 out of 3, which if you ask me,
you get LeBron,
it's a loss. Well, I think it was a loss. I think George, because it could have easily came. And I think that team would be a for sure playoff team. I think they're borderline at this moment with the meme team. You pick up Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo. I mean, I don't know what the front office was thinking in those. I mean, maybe LeBron was tired of seeing Lance blowing into his ear.
Hey, Jared said that Klay Thompson. I don't know when his contract's up. Is it next year?
Well, Klay. Yeah, I don't know what Klay's contract's coming up, and he's a California boy. He's
from
local.
There,
yeah, he's local from us. So I could easily see free agent next year is what they're saying.
That would be nice. I would love to see Klay and LeBron.
That's the piece they need.
Klay can guard the best player while also actually hitting shots from LeBron with from LeBron's passing.
I think Klay is the next person you go get. And all these 1-year contracts that they just signed, these hooligans out there, you get rid of them. You get some room for your salary cap, pick up a Klay Thompson, lock him up for a long time, and just even when LeBron leaves, you have Klay Thompson as a building block, and you only could go up from there.
Right. All right.
If Lonzo Ball gets better,
we got 10 minutes left. Do you want to start that quiz?
Yep. All right. So as you guys know. From what Owen explained, I am more of an MLB expert, so I'm not as good in the NBA area as you see of my bold predictions. So to prove that Owen is a real NBA fan, I put up a 5-question quiz. Some easy, some I might embarrass him. All right? I mean, so you can start clipping this, but I threw out 5 questions that I thought all over the place. Not multiple choice, but this is to see if Owen is a true NBA fan.
I'm ready.
So first one we're going to start off. I mean, you're a Lakers fan, right? Die hard. You've loved them your whole life. Can't stand them, but okay. First question is, how many championships do the Lakers have?
I want to say 16.
You want to say 16? Let's look at the chat, see if they... MLB expert. All right, Sam. You know what? Next time we do an MLB, we'll do MLB soon. Next week, probably. You want to say next week? Good race. All right. So 16 was the right answer.
It was?
So yeah. So I'm happy for you because I was just gonna totally humiliate you, and I will read up on my sports MLB trivia so I don't get humiliated. All right. Now I'm a Boston guy, so I gotta throw in a Boston question. All right. What round was Terry Rozier drafted in?
It's just 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, what round was Terry Rozier drafted in?
Second round. Has to be.
How confident are you?
I want to say second round.
No, he was drafted first round. You're just an utter. I mean, I know you wouldn't care about the Celtics. He was drafted first round. And now I'm going to let you take a guess. Where do you think he was drafted in the first round? This might shock you. It's in the middle. It's in the middle. I'll give you that.
I was going to say 20. First round.
Yeah, Terry Rozier drafted first round.
I mean, he's a great player, but I just feel like there's so many guys that are just drafted high that you never hear of. I thought he was one of those stories that was like,
not like a Tom Brady story, 199th overall. But 16th pick overall.
16.
I would love to see. Oh, like he put out 12. No, not 12. 16th pick overall. Which I think I would love to see the 15 people ahead of him and see where they are in their career. Because I think Rozier really stepped up and he's looking like he's a proven first rounder.
I remember watching him at Louisville. He was good.
He was good.
There's a lot of good guys, though. I mean,
there is. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the 15 guys are legit guys in front of him. I guarantee there's going to be a couple busts.
Yeah.
But I think for sure that he's going to be up there in the mix. All right, third question, really easy question.
Yo, I think I lost you for a sec. Jake.
Yep.
All right, you back? Sorry, I lost you for a sec.
Last 5 NBA champions in order. Last 5 teams in order. This is the easiest one.
This is easy. All right, so can I go backwards? Like from
starting now? Yeah. That's what I meant.
Warriors, Cavs, Warriors, Spurs.
There you go. See, that was just a confidence boost. I just wanted to make sure you got one in here.
Okay.
All right. Now this one is not a current one. This one is just a totally random one. I'm going to give the viewers some time on this one to see if they don't look it up and cheat. Tallest player to ever play in the NBA. Now there's 2.
Manute Bol.
All right. So I knew you were going to get Manute Bol. Do you know the second one that is also 7 feet 7 inches?
I really feel like I do. Is it a white guy?
To make you feel... I have no... His name doesn't look white.
I can't think of it.
Look, I mean, I'm gonna give the people in the chat some time to think about this because this is a tough one. I want to see Sam. I'm literally calling you out right now. Don't cheat.
I can't think of it.
All right. I think it's pronounced Jorge Murison. I think that's what it was. You got to look him up. And if you can, you got to show the stream. Never heard of the guy.
Jorge. How do you spell that?
Gheorghe. Ghe.
Wow, that's a terrible name. Wow,
it's off. I mean, 7'7". That's what I looked up. He's tied for Manute Bol.
All right.
That's but you got Manute Bol, so I'll give you that one. Now, here's the last one. We're gonna wrap up the podcast. Great first podcast. Thank you everyone for coming out.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it. We're gonna do this probably once to twice a week, hopefully. I moved down into San Diego where I go to college in the next week and a half, so I'll have a better setup hopefully there. And so last question of the podcast: how do you spell Giannis's last name? No cheating.
I can type it out. I can type it out. Like when I type it out, I do.
It's gonna pop up if you type it out. I want you, if you have a piece of paper, I'll let you write it down on a piece of paper.
How about I type it in the Discord?
Okay, I'll give you that one.
10.
Once you type it out, I want you to say it so everyone could see what you're typing.
Oh.
Sam got it wrong. Sam, good try. You missed one letter, I think. You missed 2 letters in there. No, just one.
All right, that's not right.
All right. Did you send it in the Discord?
I just sent it to you. It's not right.
Okay, I think you did the same thing as Sam. Okay, you are so off. Oh my god.
It's the second part's right.
The second part's wrong. The first part's wrong. The middle's wrong. All right, so tell everyone what you said, and I'll tell you what it actually is.
Okay. Yeah, wow, that is really bad.
Yeah, I got so Owen put ANTE. Good start. NTEKOUMPO. Ontent.
This is phonics. This is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I guess. I get if you want to just, give yourself a pity point, that's fine. The real way to spell it is ANTETOKOUNMPO. I think in the history of the NBA, in any sport, I've never seen a name harder to spell and pronounce. I've never seen more announcers struggle on a name. Antetokounmpo. But probably, that's why they had to give him a nickname, the Greek Freak, because you can't call him Antetokounmpo every time or else. Exactly. That's why I said, how do you spell Giannis? Because I was too lazy to say Antetokounmpo. But that was the quiz. So you got, question 4 was like a 2-parter. So I'll give you 1 out of 2 on that. So you got 1, 2, 3. You got 3 out of 6. So you were 50%. But you got the questions. You got the questions you needed to get. You got the Lakers. You got the last 5 NBA champions, and you got the tallest player.
Okay.
So Giannis is tough. Terry Rozier, only I would get that. True Boston fan.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Jorge Murison. I don't know how you're gonna get that.
I know.
But all right, that wraps up the first ever podcast for the comeback. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in. Give Nerm follow, subscribe, donate on Nermacy on Twitch. Thank you guys for everything. It was awesome.
All right, appreciate you guys stopping by as always. And I'm gonna upload this video if you're watching right now, or I will link it to both my Twitters. And I appreciate you guys stopping by for the first one. We'll be back next week.
Yep, we're gonna designate a time slot for next week. We're gonna work it out. Probably do a different sport for sure, NFL or MLB. Both in the midst of preseason and midseason. So we'll go from there. Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Owen. Good podcast.
Good podcast.